Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for BS or no BS with BA. We will present statements of fact that have been made by people thus far in this football season. And BA, it'll be your job to tell us if those statements are BS or no BS. Sounds good?
Sounds great.
Let's go to the first one. Baker Mayfield has won his way into the MVP conversation. Special night on primetime. Is that BS or no BS, BA?
Oh, that's no BS. You know, the last 2 weeks, winning ball games on the last play, willing your team to a win. All right, we're talking about he's playing with 5 starters out.
All right? Early.
2 top receivers, both tackles. I mean, what he's doing is amazing, and he's got to be in the conversation right now. And my hat's off to Jason Light because obviously they got some depth. Losing Clyde Jucancy on defense and still stopping them. That Bucs team is, I think, for real.
We had some breaking news here during the show. Clyde Clancy that you were talking about out for the season with a torn pec.
Oh, damn.
That comes just after
huge.
week 2, after a primetime game and obviously a big-time dub. That sucks on the defensive side. But you talked about wide receivers, you talked about your tackle. Tristan Wirfs, one of the best players in all of ball, out still. So this Tampa Bay team only going to get better, seemingly. Has Baker ever been in the MVP conversation before? Or has he been a guy that's been left out of it every year?
I don't think everybody's getting since his rookie year. You know, and he was too young for it back then, but he's got to be in it right now.
Will this end up being the best, would you think, trio of wide receivers between Evans, Godwin, and Mbuka when Godwin gets back? Do you think that is one
Well,
of
you
the
got
best
Jalen
fours?
McMillan, too.
Yeah, and McMillan.
They're both out.
Is that best in league?
I think when you talk about 4, it might be the best 4 in the league.
Igbuka, I mean, I put a tweet out last night. Is he going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year? He's scoring touchdowns all the time. Has 3 through 2 weeks. He's a rookie, and they're talking about him being like a vet on the field and off the field. They love him down there.
Good.
And then, obviously, everybody was like, excuse me, is Tyler Warren play football still? It's like, you're right.
Yeah.
I have boots on the ground. I see eyes on Tyler Warren. But this guy might have 45 touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a number, especially with Mike Evans still being there. And you talked about 4 wide at wide receiver, and then they still got a run game. It's like, he's going to get one-on-ones.
Yes.
He's going to get a lot of favorable matchups, and him and Baker are on the same page already.
Yeah, because you still, even though Mike Evans is late in his career, he's still a game wrecker. He's
He
still
is the deal.
guy. You saw they had one of the highest paid corners in the league, Derek Stingley Jr., matched up on him. He did a pretty good job, but that's where you're going to put your number one attention with Mike Evans, and that's where Ibuka can definitely thrive and eat.
AJ, you obviously have always been pro Baker Mayfield, as we all have basically on this program. It's great to see him doing this. I mean, Connor talked about it earlier. Every quarterback that has high expectations that doesn't work out at their first place is going to hope to God that they have a career like Baker Mayfield. You're talking about the depths of hell, brother. We're talking about scout team punt block in Carolina for a shit team.
Come on.
For an ass team, he was doing that, willing, and then he kind of evolves, find his home, and then the owner comes out and says, this guy's the face of our franchise forever, for the foreseeable future, basically. What a time for Baker. What a run. What a story, and what a football life.
Yeah, isn't it easy I guess Baker's an easy guy to root for. Is it because he's like relatable because we see how fiery and how intense and how much he cares? I guess, at least for me personally, when you know that somebody truly cares this much, like he's pretty damn passionate, and you can tell on the field and his teammates love him. I guess that's why we all love, like, it's not a redemption story. Like BA said, he won Rookie of the Year. The guy wasn't a bust ever. But for some reason, he had a rough patch, and Cleveland will do that to some people, and he found his way back, and here we go. He's in Tampa, I know. And I just, I don't know. He's easy to root for because he's a fun guy. I'm like, hey, if you threw that guy at linebacker, I think he'll make a few tackles or he'll break his neck trying for sure.
He's a football guy.
Yeah.
He told the story to us a couple years back whenever we were at the Texas State Fair before the Cotton Bowl Red River rivalry. He said that in high school he's playing in front of 45,000 people.
Yeah.
Like in high school Texas football, he's playing in front of 45,000 people. The only reason why I know that he said that is because SportsCenter Next just posted that yesterday. I forgot he had said that. I listened to it. It's like, this guy loves ball. He's out of the movie. The Texas movies about loving ball. So whenever, he has to go on that journey of being a punt block team and then back up third, fourth string, and then he gets kicked out of a town, it's like an obsession with ball kind of leads him through it all. And I think you can see that with the way he plays. Guy's not scared of contact, not scared to talk shit. Everything that football is, Baker Mayfield kind of loves and embodies. What a football player.
Yeah.
What an absolute football playing stud we have here.
The character you're thinking of is Mike Winchell. He's essentially Mike Winchell, who is the Permia Panthers quarterback in Friday Night Lights if he made it all the way to the NFL. But even in that stat, like we're talking about all these guys, he threw a touchdown to a guy named Ryan Miller. I do not know. I should have known. I should have done my research.
Furman.
Yeah, of course. Furman, great school. Love Furman. They always have some noise in the March Madness. But like even him just throwing it to anybody, I assume it's pretty easy when you have Ibuka and Mike Evans to have tunnel vision.
Since he's come to Bucks, he's led the NFL in touchdown passes. He's led the NFL in touchdown passes in the fourth quarter.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
I also think that and maybe it's a little bit recency bias because of the last 2 weeks, but I think he's firmly entrenched himself in that camp of like there's always like the handful of quarterbacks where it's, oh, you left too much time for blank. And like now it feels like that's Baker. Like last night, just watching that game, it was like there was no doubt in my mind. Baker's driving down the field, they're scoring a touchdown here and they're going to win.
4th and 10.
Yeah, exactly.
You think? Yeah, right. You think Baker? Yeah,
breaks
right.
the tackle.
Yeah,
in
gone.
the pocket.
Yeah.
And then he gets blown up. His knee, AJ, we talked about this in the first hour. 3 shots to that left knee, including this one. Well, that's the first one. That's early in the game, first quarter. Then in the fourth quarter, 2 massive shots to that knee, both one off the turf whenever he falls awkwardly, and then he gets upended, flipped with a shot directly to the same. CJ, GJ's. You just got your ass kicked by the turf. What you? The whole.
That's him, baby.
The whole thing. You know, Baker's up there and at him. We take him back all the way to college. Baker's going to be fiery, and he knew going in. Baker knew CJ, GJ's on the other side. Don't let him get you. Don't let him get you. Well, not only does he pick up the first down, but also, that's a shot right to the knee when they do the follow-up. Still planted, kind of hyperextended. That thing is going to be this big, and none of us think at all that he's going to miss any time with that.
No chance.
It's like that's a badge of honor, and we hope he's okay. And if he does have to miss time, completely understandable.
Which is another reason why we thought Cleveland was so perfect for him. Like he's an Ohio guy. Everything you just said about Baker is like Ohio guy when you think of an Ohio football person. When we mention like Ohio folk, like he's just a hardworking dog.
Yeah, what the hell happened? What the hell happened in Cleveland? Honestly,
You guys
why
kicked
they
him
get
out.
Cleveland happened.
Yeah.
Guys, I grew up a Cincinnati guy. You know that. The Browns, yeah. Bernie Kosar, I watched him play as a kid, but I was a Bengals guy.
Shout out Bernie Kosar.
Mick.
Yeah, shout out to all the great Browns of the past.
Yep.
And shout out to the Browns currently trying to make it work. But you had the guy that won a playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then you run him out of town
Without
and keep everybody else.
The head coach wasn't on the sideline. He had COVID when Baker won.
Get him out.
He was get
Get him out of here.
People talk about reviving a career. He got an opportunity. He has taken advantage of it, and he is the franchise. Mr. Glazer's already said he is the face of the franchise, will be for a long time. Tampa loves him because he's that type of guy.
Yeah.
He's wearing it as a badge of honor. Go ahead.
And that's what separates him from all the other guys, like the other guys, if you will. Like we talk about Geno being that guy as the first to kind of have a beginning of a career that maybe didn't play as much, and then revive it. Like he got ran out of Seattle, so he revived his career, but he was never picked.
He was offered a contract.
He was okay, but he was never hailed as the franchise guy. I know the owner never came out and said he's the face of the franchise like they did for Baker. And then like you think about Mac Jones, you think about Danny Dimes, you think about Darnold, every quarterback now forever. Like if they do have a tough start to their career, they're in their mind they're just thinking Baker Mayfield. Like that is going to be the face of, hey, sure I had a bad start and I got ran out of town. But at the same time, I might have a couple years here and then be the face of a franchise again.
He was on scout team punt block in Carolina. The Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
With Frank Wright.
The Carolina Panthers.
Matt Rule.
Who to be candid, stunk at football that year. They got Baker Mayfield rushing the punt. Now, obviously, he goes to L.A. He has those multiple weeks with Sean McVay. And I assume whenever Baker Mayfield is finished and he looks back, he'll say, like, those days in Carolina was on the scout team and he was just on the sideline headbutting guys with helmets on. He didn't have helmets on. He'll probably talk about the amount of opportunity he had to grow as teammate and leader and everything like that. It all makes sense. But looking back on it, crazy.
Insane.
That they kicked him out of Cleveland with everything that Cleveland's gone through.
Went 8-9.
Kick him out of Carolina with everything that's going on. And then obviously L.A. and Sean McVay giving him an opportunity. It's like, what a perfect ending for him to be in Tampa Bay with that team, especially with Mike Evans and all the weapons that they have down there. Yeah, everybody they have going on. But, boy, you start looking back on some of those things, and it's like, was it the right move to maybe give up on Baker and kick Baker out of here?
Ran out of Cleveland, ran out of Carolina. Those organizations, historically got it figured out. But we
might be cursed forever. You can make that argument. Both those both those teams are cursed for us.
Shit, but we always paid attention to all the other shit, and some of it was a little extra, or you'll call it whatever. But like, for me at least, especially with a quarterback, because we've seen other situations, quarterback gets benched. Hey, I don't want to be anymore. Trade me, get me to a new place. I'm not doing scout team. I'm not doing this. So to do that, not only scout team for the offense, doing the punt rush stuff, we pay attention to all that. Even going back to college for like Jalen Hurts when he was benched for Tua, everybody paid attention to that in the evaluation. And then when they get another opportunity, all those character things, they continue to show themselves.